Matthew 14:36. Kai parekalun autan hina monon hopsontai tu kraspedu tu himatiu autu. Kai hasoi hepsanta diesothesan. Remember that Jesus and the disciples have landed at Gennesaret, and people have gone into all the surrounding regions and brought those who are sick in need of healing. We read now, and they were begging him that they might touch only the fringe of his garment. And as many as touched, implied him, as many as touched were healed or were saved or were cured. Let's look at that last word, diesothesan. What do you see there that helps you figure that out? Well, you see that theta. That theta is like a big recliner, somebody kicking back, feeling passive. You see an augment there. Bam! That's an aorist passive indicative, third person plural ending. They were saved, they were healed, they were cured. Now, this is from a lexical form that you may not be familiar with, diasozo. Diasozo, which is a compound form of the verb sozo. You know sozo well. It can mean to heal, to save, to cure. This is diasozo. It only occurs 8 times in the New Testament. Interestingly, 6 of those used by Luke in the Gospel of Luke and Acts, 5 times in the book of Acts. There's a question as to whether it has an intensive sense here. They were completely healed, but probably the linguistic evidence is in favor of it just being used interchangeably with sozo, just to mean they were healed or they were cured. All right, let's go up to this first line and also look at this parekalun. What do you see there that helps you parse that? Well, you hopefully see this epsilon and think, well, I know that is going to be my augment because this is a prepositional prefix. This is from the verb parakaleo, that here we are translating as to beg or to implore, to call out for, to ask for. They are asking or begging Jesus to heal, to touch the edge of his garment that they might be healed. We look at parakaleo and we see there where the last letter of the preposition has been knocked out by an augment. Notice also that this is a contract verb. A contract verb is where the last letter of the stem is an omicron, an epsilon, or alpha, and it causes some spelling changes when endings come in. So we have our normal imperfect ending. These combine to be un. So this is an imperfect, active indicative, third person plural. They were begging him. They were beseeching him. Also, don't forget one final thing with this henna. We know the subjunctive's coming. There's our lengthened vowel. This is from the verb hoptomai. Hoptomai, to touch. And you can see how a sigma has come in there. So this is an aorist middle subjunctive, third person plural. Also, hoptomai is a verb. Hoptomai is a verb that takes a genitive object. That's why we have the word for fringe there in the genitive.